I'm on a mission to find Sydney's best land-based fishing spot. Join me as I explore different techniques in search of many species using light tackle.
I think we found ourselves a nice little flatty hole. Oh, that's a good fish. We've just arrived here to our spot and it looks like there's plenty of activity out there. I don't know if that's bream, but we've got a crankbait on and we're fishing the flats here. So we're gonna give it a go and see if we can get an inquiry to this crankbait. Still at the start of spring, so it still hasn't really warmed up yet. The water's probably still pretty cold. The last time I took the kayak out and had a look, it was 16 degrees. Give it a go. We've got a little Daiwa rolling crank on, shallow diver. We've also got a rod with a soft plastic tied on. I'll just walk the banks here and see if we can get some bites. I can get a bit of distance with this rod out here, land-based. It's great. Infeet Z742, regular tapered rod, made for fishing the flats. It hasn't copped much use at all because I bought it after summer and I haven't fished the flats much since then. But I'm sure now that it's warming up, I'll be using it more often. We'll walk down and cast as we go. We've actually forgot to bring the net today, but it looks like it's alright here to land the fish. We'll have to see how we go. We've got a high tide coming up in 3 hours, so it's the perfect tide here. I'm only going to be here for a couple of hours. Even top water here would be alright. Go for a bit of a walk, see if we can find some more depth. Just full of rocks and oysters here just on the edge. Definitely get our lure snagged if we cast here. Showing promising signs though. I'll find a good spot, we'll stop there for a bit, have a few casts. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to work it very slowly. I don't think the brim is sitting up on the flats yet, but I'm sure we'll find one or two, or even a flathead. Wouldn't mind a nice flatty. The water's clear as here. I was expecting it to be a little bit dirty because we've had a bit of rain throughout the week. It looks quite good. I was just gonna go and walk all the way down to the end and work my way back, but I just saw some bait just messing around here. What are they? Some very small mullet. You probably see them jump out once my lure gets a bit close. Yeah, they're mullet. If you keep an eye out right in front of me, they're gonna go haywire once my lure comes past them. There they are. Good to see. The baits are holding up on the shallows. We've just switched over to soft plastic now. Just testing the waters. Have a go at this. You got a rainbow right out there. The water's flat, nice, calm. Conditions are great. There has to be some fish. I'm pretty confident that we'll at least get one fish. We started off down there next to those mangroves and now we've just worked our way up. Seems to be a little deeper here. It's still a flat, but it's a little deeper. We haven't had no bites. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's our first fish. First fish on. I was just saying we haven't had any bites. And that's our first fish. The flathead. It's a nice little flathead. Get up. Because there is not much rocks that they can get us on except for our feet. Man, these seagulls are really doing my head in. We'll see if we can walk it around somewhere. No, we can beach it here. Decided to wake up. There she is. Check that out. Gorgeous flathead. Where'd the wind come from? Turn your head and try to get you into this little shallow pocket here. I hope it doesn't damage my line. There she is. That's the beauty of a spot like this. You can just beach the fish. Look at that. That's a nice little flathead. Check it out. That's a good flathead. Nice. Get a quick measure on this fish and let it go. 53. Not a bad fish at all. 53 centimeter flatty. Let's get you back in the drink. I think we found ourselves a nice little flatty hole. Oh, that's a good fish. That's a good fish. I wasn't recording because I wasn't expecting it. The wind just picked up and I had a cast. I wanted to see if I could get it out there far enough. Oh, that's not a flatty. That's not a flathead. That's a brim. Look where it's just landed. I foul hooked it. Foul hooked it. It's not a bad fish either. Check it out, little brimbo foul hooked. Let's get her back. Let's go and get another. 2 casts, 2 fish. The wind's just picked up and the weather's just changed out of nowhere. It was glassed out this morning and now the weather's just looking like crap, but I'll take it. Doesn't matter, I'm not going to be here for too long, so as long as they're on the chew, hopefully we can get a couple more fish before we do go. Might be time to switch over to a soft plastic. Finding it hard to cast because of this wind, it's just coming directly towards us. But we'll just persist a bit with this Daiwa rolling crank and see how we go. It was 2 casts for 2 fish, so that just tells me that there's some fish about. Let's go walk over to here. I'll try casting off this little rock platform before that tide comes up too much. The tide's coming up way too quickly here. As you can see in front of me, these rocks are covered now. 10 minutes ago they were exposed. Came here, caught a couple of good fish, and now they've died out a bit. But just before that wind picked up, the fish came on the bite. That weather change was just that trigger the fish needed. And now they've died out. I don't know why. It might be because I can't get the distance that I was getting earlier before the wind started, but I don't know. No excuses, let's keep going. Here we go, it's time to switch over to a soft plastic. Flick 295 on a 1/20th jig head. See if we can get some more distance. The tide's coming up real quick, so I'm gonna have to be really mindful about getting back around this little bend here. Would be nice if I can cast alongside those mangroves. But the whole, oh, we got a fish. What's that, flatty? Yeah, what I was saying was just the whole bank's covered by water now. Just a little flathead. Get up here. Come on. Away she goes. I've set myself a new challenge. Now that my back is injured and I can't take out the kayak, this challenge is not going to be easy and it might take some time, but we're here to find the best land-based spot in Sydney. Gonna see where I can find some good brim, good flathead, trevally, mixed bag. Start off with the smaller species and then I'll move up as we go. So we're gonna have a couple more casts here and then we're gonna go to the area we were fishing earlier. Just walk back towards the car and start working that area now that the tide's come up. There was plenty of baitfish on that bank that I was fishing earlier, so we just moved up the bank a bit. The water clarity is quite good compared to Putney. I was at Putney last week and the water was brown. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work this area here all the way down to those mangroves over there. Those mangroves is where I've parked the car. So my back's starting to give me a bit of grief. I'm just gonna go back towards the car, fish my way back. Straight away. I've just literally just casted. What is that, a tailor or something? I've just moved spots and just casted and we've just hooked up. That's a whiting. Wow, small whiting.
If you're enjoying these land-based missions, then make sure you click this next video where I walk the banks of the Parramatta River in search for some big fish.